So when you've got something running on the synth which is kind of interesting, maybe it got some good sound from the oscillator, filter and so on, and you're wanting to sweep something to make things a little bit more interesting, you don't want to do it by hand, so you take, typically you might take a triangle oscillator, for example from the smooth generator output, put it into the filter, into the voltage control of the filter, and then that will sweep the filter up and down, not too fast, nice and gentle, and it makes the patch more interesting because it's more dynamic. But even this going up and down in a regular pattern like that can end up a little bit well, a little bit boring, basically. So what can you do to make things a bit more interesting? Okay, well, one thing that I do sometimes, and I don't want to use too much kind of synth real estate to do this, is I take the smooth and step generator, I take the pulse out from an oscillator, that it doesn't really matter what oscillator it is, audio frequency oscillator, I put that into the sample input of the step generator, and then basically what I get out of the step generator is pretty much similar to what I was getting out of the smooth generator. It's just that the rate knob won't be in the same place because this is being sampled. So the rate knob is much further to the right than this other one. But basically now I've got two triangular oscillators, and I can basically mix them together. So I can take the stepped out, I'm going to mix them together in a DC mixer here, the dual processor, or one side of it. I'll put the smooth out into one input, and I'll put the step side, which is now smooth of course, into the other input. And now I've got two slowly moving triangle waves which are close in frequency. It's good to have them as near to running to the same frequency as possible, because then you just get this phasing between these two oscillators. So now I've got twice the ambitus because I've mixed the DC together, and I've got twice the variation. Actually more than twice the variation, because there's the phasing going on between them. So actually it could be sweeping if we actually plug that same take this out for a moment, just plug this same thing into the oscillator, we can hear how the sweep is going. It's going around a little bit in the middle, and then it goes up, comes down, and then it goes really down. It's much more interesting than just one plain triangle wave. So, okay, but I'll keep working with it. That little sequence going on there. But in actual fact, it gets a little bit more interesting because I can take these same two triangle waves, and I can plug them into another dual processor next door to it and make a slightly different mix. I'll make a mix So one's in one polarity and the other's in the other polarity. And I can use that slightly different mix to maybe control something else in the patch. For example, I could, if I was using the variable waveform, like that, I could use it to that other thing to move the variable waveform. Or if I was putting it through a wave multiplier, then I could use it to control the wave multiplier. So you can use two different variations on the same triangle mix in order to give even more variety to the timbre of your patch, for example. So that's just a thought. It's a pretty simple idea, not rocket science, but it could be useful in a gig situation. You're not using really very much real estate. So thanks for listening. Bye.